Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We've just kicked off in the Leicester game actually, so I'll get the timer up and running for you. A little bit late on the show today, all sorts going on behind the scenes, but we've managed to just about get ready to go live at the right time, so that's a good thing. And we are live, which is great. Always good to see the live button there. So hope everyone's doing well. Big game today, Leicester against Chelsea. Big game, Manchester United's trip to Watford. Big game, Arsenal's trip to Anfield later on. So sorry for everybody on a little bit late, but we are live now and we can move on from the drama of being a few minutes late. I just need to settle into the show because, to be honest with you, it's been a bit stressful trying to get ready. So good to be ready, good to be live. Hope you're all doing well. I'll go through the team news in a minute. Sometimes it's nice to actually just go live when the game just starts, actually, especially in this sort of a game. And I hope, obviously Leicester. I would like to see Leicester get a result today because it helps. Well, I say it helps Manchester United. I mean, look, United are shit. I expect us to win today, though, so it could change things. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Right, let's have a look at the team news then. I've got to say, I'm looking forward to this game today, though, because Chelsea, top of the league, as we know. But I've not watched Chelsea for a few weeks. And remember, they are 3 points clear of Man City, who play tomorrow. West Ham, who play tomorrow as well. And, of course, Liverpool are 4 points behind Chelsea, who play this evening against Arsenal, who are in fifth. Fourth against fifth, separated by 2 points. So let's go through the two teams. Schmeichel, Amati, Evans, Sionku. They're playing with 3 at the back. Castagnier, Samori and Didi Albrighton as sort of a left wing back. Castagnier playing as a right wing back. And then he's got Lookman, Vardy and Barnes as a front 3. Bench is Bertrand, Maddison, Ward, Iheanacho, Perez, Chowdhury, Dewsbury Hall, Vestergaard and Daka. Chelsea, no Lukaku, he's still injured. It's looking like it's going to be a long-term injury for Lukaku. Mendy, Chalobah, again back 3 for them. Chalobah, Thiago, Rudiger. James and Chilwell as the fullbacks, Kante and Jorginho as the holding midfielders, Mount, Hudson-Odoi and then Havertz as the lone player up front. Bench of Kepa, Alonso, Christensen, Pulisic, Werner, Loftus-Cheek, Barkley, Ziyech, Azpilicueta. And I've got to be honest, I think a lot of Chelsea's success is down to their ability. Here we go, they're in. Could be 1-0. He's hit the bar. He's hit the Denver. Chilwell. Lovely arrowed ball, gets in behind against his old team. He's got to score that. Chilwell. It's a lovely ball. He's drifted out to the left. They've hit the free quick. He might have been marginally offside. I don't think he was. He's in down the left-hand side. It's a good first touch. He's gone to it. He's gone for power and height. He should have just placed it into the bottom corner. I don't think Schmeichel saves this, but he's got to score that, Chilwell. He's certainly got to hit the target, and he's hit the Denver. He's hit the bar. So, I'll have a pint, Chilwell. If you're going to hit the bar, I'll have a pint. Get me relaxed. That'll do. But it stays 0-0. But it was a big chance for Chilwell early on. But I was just saying there about Chelsea. Chelsea are definitely about team and tactics because yes, they've got some good players. But I still look at Chelsea and I go, that's a team that's beatable. And that's in a respectful way to Chelsea. That's why I'm looking forward to watching Chelsea today because I know how Leicester under Brendan Rodgers can be, and I think Chelsea are probably going to show us this fluidity and team spirit that makes them one of the favourites. I mean, I think the last time I really watched Chelsea was might have been Anfield, when they went down to 10 men, and they were brilliant in that game. So let's see how they get on today. But it's a big opportunity for people like Hudson-Odoi starting the game, of course. What's your score predictions? I am doing an Arsenal-Liverpool watch-along rapid. It's a very busy day for me today, actually, because I've got lots of things to cover. We've got this. I've obviously got the 3 o'clock kickoffs that I'll be covering. Manchester United against Watford on the United stand. Good cross. Chilwell nearly getting it to the back post for Lookman. So 2. I mean, it's not a great chance. It's good defending by Rudiger. He's read it well. 3-1 to Chelsea, says Samurai. Thank you everyone who's watching, by the way. Please do share the video and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get to 600k for Christmas. The Christmas present for That's Football. We're currently on 587, so let's see if we can get to 588 today on that final countdown to 600k for Christmas, hopefully. Links in the video, link bottom right hand corner to do that, and you can share the button with the share button underneath. But I'm going to go, I think it'll be a draw actually. I'm going to go 2-2. I think it'll be 2-2. Looks like quite an open game. 2 teams playing with a back 3, and a bit of an international break. Teams will have lost their flow a bit, so you'd expect a few mistakes. But I expect to see some goals, and I'm looking forward to it because, as I say, Chelsea are top of the league and they deserve to be. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Chelsea are all about because remember they're doing this out without Lukaku. Reece James, good cross, good block by Schmeichel, good play by Chelsea there. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-2. John says he wants Chelsea to lose. Yes, I mean look, I expect United to beat Watford today. I think Man City will beat Everton. So Liverpool against Arsenal. Certainly the chasing pack will be hoping that Chelsea first game of the day drop points because it just gives you that little bit extra going into your game, knowing that a win, especially for United, can make a bad situation look slightly better. Whereas if Chelsea win, they're 12 points ahead of United before we even kick a ball. But no, I mean, I'm not massively against Chelsea winning. I've warmed to Chelsea over the years anyway. I mean, my dad supports Chelsea, and I never would support Chelsea. I mean, there's just absolutely no connection for me to Chelsea. In fact, I used to spend a lot of time taking the piss out of Chelsea when Hazard were there. But lovely ball by Kante, good block, and Chelsea get there. But I've been very impressed with Tuchel since he came in. I didn't really think he'd be that good. And I think when you take over a club in January and you win a Champions League and beat Man City 3 times in a row, who were clearly the best team in England last year, you've got a manager there that's more than capable. And I am, as I say, looking forward to watching Chelsea today because I think they're a team that, as I said, deserve to be top of the league. Did you see Gary's comment? No. Has he commented? I will have a look. He probably obviously hasn't got a sense of humour. Oh, he's retweeted it. Yeah, good. He has got a sense of humour. No, he hasn't made a comment. He's just retweeted it, hasn't he? Oh, I'm the top reply in that as well. He'll definitely have seen that. He won't reply to that. He'll be like, that bloody Goldbridge again. He's taking a piss. I'm just having a bit of banter, Gary. I mean, you're going to win today, Gary, because United are going to win, and then you can say you were right about Ollie. So, it's all a bit of banter at the end of the day. But I don't know what comment you were on about there. I can see he's retweeted it. But it's all banter for me. He did an interview. What did he say? Sorry, somebody said we're a bit quiet on the channel. I haven't had time to test a lot of things, so no, we're not quiet. The audio is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with the quiet. Sunshine, Gary Neville, says Match Tom. Interestingly enough, I've got I don't know, I think I'll announce it on the Liverpool-Arsenal game tonight. I've got something really exciting I'm looking to do before Christmas, which I'm going to announce on this channel. So, yeah. Score prediction, I'm going to go 2-2. 2-2. Chilwell is 100 times better than Shaw. I think he is at the moment. I mean, football is a form game. If you'd asked me last season, Luke Shaw was one of the best left-backs in Europe. I mean, look, he scored a goal in the Euros final, and what a goal it was. He's burnt out, and he's playing poorly at the moment, and so is Harry Maguire. And I can acknowledge that. I think Chilwell at the moment is playing ridiculously well. Of course, it wasn't that long ago that Chilwell wasn't even starting. It was Alonso. So football can change around a lot, and that's how it should be. It gives everybody hope, and You know, that's the way football should be. I'm doing 3 watch-alongs today, Himanshu. Yeah, so 2 on this channel and the United one. I will, in the second half, have to move over to the United stand for the team news, but I'll still be watching Chelsea. So at some point in the second half, we'll just switch from here to there. But I'll drop the link in the chat for you when that happens. So we'll get well into the second half before that happens. But yeah, when United team news comes in, I'll be live on the United stand. But good start. The 10 minutes has flown by. That's always a good thing. I think there's a good fast pace to the game. And as I said, I do expect there to be goals. Kante playing in between the lines here, pushing forward a lot. Lovely switch of the play. But that's a throw-in. It's beyond Reece Smith. What do you think about the Arsenal game? I don't really have big thoughts about the Arsenal-Liverpool game. I think I don't want to predict it. I didn't do a Premier League preview prediction this week. Funnily enough, I don't know why I didn't. It just never occurred to me to do it. But I think that I think Liverpool will win. I think Liverpool have to win, having taken 1 point from their last 6 since beating United, drawing at home to Brighton, and then losing to West Ham. Liverpool have got to win. They're 4 points off Chelsea, and really, if they hadn't dropped those 5 points, they'd be top, and you'd expect them to beat West Ham and Brighton, and they didn't. So they've got to beat Arsenal. A bit of pressure on Liverpool, but it is at Anfield. These are the sort of games you'd expect Arsenal to lose. And no disrespect to Arsenal, these are still the games I expect Arsenal to lose. Massive improvement under Arteta. You know, they've got a system, he's got players playing for him, it's quite easy on the eye. But I still think they're not at that level. And they shouldn't be at that level yet, to be fair. But then again, a part of me thinks that they are at a level where they can get results. So I don't know, it might be a day for a result for Arsenal. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to go with a win for Liverpool in that one. Thanks, H. Thanks, says he's grateful for the content. Yeah, it's only a week ago. Only a week ago we were doing the watch-along. 35 grand raised in a day. Not watch-along, the charity stream. I only feel like I'm just about getting over that now, actually. Yeah, don't worry about it. He's gone. We don't feed the trolls. I know people in the chat are on about it, but he's gone. Don't worry about that. The best thing is just put it in the chat. It will get noticed, and that's what happens. You don't give these people any airtime. 50k next year, hopefully. Yeah. Chelsea on the attack. Reece James with the cross wins a corner. Thanks for reporting him as well, Josh. Yes. Looking fine, Marky, says Toby. Well, hopefully United will be looking fine today. Certainly do need to go and get a result. Thanks everyone who's subscribing, by the way. We're already up to nearly 587,500. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're on the road to 600k. Get involved with the channel. Everyone's welcome. Got lots of games for you as well. Watch-alongs. So this one, we're doing Liverpool-Arsenal on this channel. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. It's a delightful header by Rudiger. It's one of those front post flicks. He leaps like a salmon. He flicks it in like a bird flicking their neck, like an owl. He twists his neck like an owl. Woof, woof. Like a dog, but an owl. Jump, jump, spins it like that. Brilliant header. Absolutely superb from Rudiger. And he does. Watch this back. What a header on the front post. He is a magnificent player at the moment. And he is really turning it on for Chelsea. Magnificent header. Like I said, leaps like a salmon, twists his neck like an owl, front post, little bit of the spin, into the top corner. Nothing Schmeichel can do about it. Quite frankly, a great goal. He's not a dog, he's an owl. It was an owl. To it, to woo! To it, to woo! Lovely goal by Rudiger. And people say, why are you getting excited? I just want to watch some bloody football that's not international football, you know? And I always think it's good when the away team scores first, because Leicester have set up here to try and hit on the break, and they've got to do something now. So I think the assist was either Reece James or Ben Chilwell. Solihull Chesterfield's a big game, Joseph. Hopefully Solihull can win it. They don't concede many goals. Andrew C says, Arsenal are not on the stop. Stop being so diplomatic. They always do this. Go on a little run, then lose. Some want Arteta out, says Andrew C. No, I mean, I've been quite consistent about that. On this channel, it's an opportunity to be a little bit fairer. And, you know, we are definitely in a situation whereby Arsenal have improved a bit. But 1-0 to Chelsea here. Rudiger must be one of the best centre-backs in the world at the moment. In the world. Doing a fantastic job. And really, really good goal. But Leicester need to respond now. I think Leicester are a funny team this year. You know, Brendan Rodgers needs to come to United, really. Mark, what do you think about Romain Molina leaks, says Sam. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at them, Sam. I mean, these are the ones about the, you know, some pretty serious accusations, mainly against French football. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's true because, you know, footballers play football and get paid a lot of money and have a lot of spare time. They're not going for the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, just because they're good footballers doesn't mean they're complete and utter CUNTSs. And a lot of them are. You know, a lot of them are. They've lived in a bubble all their life. Everyone tells them they're great. You know, they get everything they want. And then sometimes when they don't get what they want or they're in a bad mood, they treat things badly. And it wouldn't surprise me. You know, I think there's a lot of things in football that get kept quiet because... What a ball! Kante! Great save, Schmeichel. Greedy bastard there, Havertz. Why did he not play Reece James in? Really greedy. Could have slipped Reece James in. Another corner. Havertz there. A little bit greedy, I thought. Timo's on the bench. It was... look, watch this back. Lovely ball by Jorginho into Kante. Tries to score. Schmeichel makes the great save. Why does he not slip in Reece James there? I'll be fuming with that. Just tuned in. Morning, Mark. See the difference now Chelsea play at the KP compared to United did at the KP, says Max Wood. The difference between Chelsea, how Chelsea play. I'm going to tweet that. Thanks for it. It's pure and simply coaching, isn't it? That's what it all comes down to. Pure and simply coaching. There's a good tweet there on @Mark Goldbridge. Assisted perfectly by Max Wood there. Thanks for the super chat. Max, if you want to do your super chats, you can do that through the $sign. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. 1-0 to Chelsea after 17 minutes then. They've been pretty dominant. But yeah, I was talking about Leicester. I mean, this is just domination from Chelsea at the moment. I think with Leicester at the moment, they're lacking an identity. I thought they bought well in the summer. Samari and obviously Daka will look like a good player. They needed to bring in some depth. But Leicester are a team that tend to, you know, find their way at some point in the season and go on a good run. But, you know, it's difficult. It's a difficult season this year because there's so many teams. Brighton, West Ham, Wolves are doing well again now. Spurs have obviously got Conte, Everton. There's so many teams that are capable of beating each other that going on a run is difficult, and I think it's causing Leicester a bit of a problem. Sue says Dark. Thank you very much for that. Nice little ball wide to Chilwell here. That's not a good pass. So 1-0 to Chelsea. Abhishek says he'd love to see Leicester relegated. Well, Ollie will be loving this. Kaneki, Rodgers is losing. They'll give me another contract if I beat Watford 1-0. I think United will win today, by the way. Watch for the watch-along. I'm pretty sure we're going to win today. DB says, so you want Rodgers at United? Great choice. But, you know, well, DB, thank you for being the specimen of what I had in my locker anyway. I knew we were going to get somebody come on and say, this is why I don't want Rodgers. But, like, he's playing Chelsea, who are much better than Leicester. And I would expect Leicester to have to play defensively against Chelsea because they don't have the players to really go toe-to-toe. Also, I think it's quite interesting when you look at the Leicester lineup today. They are missing a key player in Tielemans. You know, I think he's a huge loss for them. And whilst they've got Ndidi and Samari in the midfield, Tielemans is a huge player for them, and I think that is a big loss for them. But I would take Rodgers at United any day of the week. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, do you want a dustman or a chef? Ollie's. I don't understand why some United fans are getting so. Oh, I'd rather keep Ollie than have Brendan Rodgers. You're having a laugh. Like, Ollie's a terrible coach. Like, you know, if there's an opportunity to improve on the coaching, you do it. Chilwell got the assist. Mike says he just had assist points for Chilwell on the Fantasy Premier League. So there you go. Well done. Thanks everyone who's subscribing, by the way. It's a horrible tackle there by Amate on Hudson-Odoi, and it's a free kick right on the edge of the box. Sally's got Rudiger in her Fantasy Premier League team. I must admit, I haven't really... It was literally 10 minutes this morning. I don't know how your Fantasy Premier League teams are looking. I didn't have time to really start looking at any transfers or anything like that. So, will you be doing a going for Goldbridge soon, says Jody. Okay, you forced it out of me. I'll tell you something in a minute, Jody, and everybody, not just you, Jody. I'll tell everyone. Let's just see what happens with this free kick. 21 minutes gone. Chilwell's behind it. Mason Mount's behind it. It's a really good angle. If you get this right, this could be 2-0. Still a lot of work to do. Mason Mount over the bar. Didn't do the work right. Trip predicted a goal, but it didn't work. Over the bar. Do you think there is going to be a sue today? I do fancy Ronaldo. I've got Ronaldo as my captain on a Watchalong, on the United game. I've got Ronaldo as my captain today. Yeah. I think Man United against Watford's just going to come down to quality players. It's the sort of game where United would turn up and do quite well, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't foresee. It might not be a great game, but I don't foresee a big problem. Sean needs a Mount goal for fantasy football, and do I think Sancho will start? I mean, I've not really heard anything about the United starting lineup apart from Van der Beek maybe starting. Let's have a quick look on socials now. There's loads of rumours that Donny's going to start. I suspect Sancho will as well. We'll see how it goes. Chelsea still coming forward here. Let's just see if I can find you anything about the starting lineup. Jorginho's having a very good game. Here's Vardy. A rare foray forward for Leicester. Albrighton. It's a decent cross from Albrighton, and it's 1-1. Is he offside, Lookman? And he's offside. I tell you what, they worked it quite well. I just think Albrighton probably... Lookman, yeah, he's right. Lookman has a look at Albrighton, and I just think Albrighton takes a little bit too long on this cross, because if he gets the cross right, he's always getting there. Yeah, he's offside. Albrighton takes a touch, and I think he should have just whipped it in. It's a shame it is offside. It was a well-worked goal, but it is offside. It is offside. Although no one understood, we were holding back the flood, running back against the rain. There was more of them than us, now I'll never dance again. I will never dance again. Conte. That will stay in. He will keep it in, yes. Havertz puts it out for a throw-in, in fact. Tom says your singing's amazing. I know. You're not the first person to tell me that. This is on BT, Liverpool fan. I will be doing Arsenal versus Liverpool, yes. And what song was that? It was Take That, the Gaming Circle. The Flood. Liverpool, Arsenal, Watchalong. Yeah, I will be literally starting that Watchalong basically on kickoff. Because I'll be doing United Watford and then a match reaction straight after. So, okay. No, why? Sorry about that. Just obviously none of your business what I was talking about. Welcome to the Members Club, Max Wood. And Husso. I wasn't getting bossed about. What score am I saying? I think I said 2-2. Is Kante running forward? At the moment, Leicester are in all sorts of trouble. What a goal by Kante. I thought he'd hit the side netting. That is absolutely superb by Kante. He's like a little rabbit running through the midfield. But I tell you what, he's not a rabbit when he shoots. He's hit it like a lion. Can a lion shoot? I don't know. But I tell you, he looks like a lion in yellow. He looks like Aslan charging through the midfield. And it's a lovely hit with his left foot. I don't know whether it catches. No, he's just angled it in. He's used Evans as the guide, and he's angled it in. What a goal! What a goal by Kante! It's just magnificent, to be honest with you. And Chelsea are looking very, very good, very good indeed. Chelsea looking superb today. They are. You know, I said before the game I was looking forward to watching Chelsea play just to see what they're all about. Top of the league. I've not really seen a lot of Chelsea this year. I don't know whether many of you have watched a lot of Chelsea, but I haven't seen a lot of them. And obviously people know, I mean, that's what That's Football's all about. It's not, you know, I'm a United fan, but I watch, the whole point of That's Football is everybody's welcome to watch and just enjoy general football. And I'd say I've obviously seen loads of United as a United fan, too much. But seen a lot of Arsenal, seen a lot of Liverpool, seen a fair bit of Man City, but probably not actually seen much of Chelsea this season, and was looking forward to this game because they're top. And, you know, been very efficient, Chelsea, so far this season, although dropping points to Burnley at home surprised some people. But they've been magnificent today. You know, they'd cause anybody problems today, let alone Leicester. Chelsea look like champions, says Malps. Well, early days, but I suppose the impressive thing for Chelsea is no Lukaku. There's no Lukaku, and they're playing like this. So we're playing them next week, Man United. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that, Shane. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'd forgotten about United playing Chelsea. Why are Chelsea so good? Somebody just said there. Their passing and movement is magnificent, and I think Jorginho and Kante just dictate the midfield. You know, they've ran that midfield. And I think that, you know, at Stamford Bridge against the Chelsea side that likes possession, it's going to be a very difficult game for United a week tomorrow. But look, today's what matters. Who got the assist on that one? I don't know. Maybe Reece James, because he picked it up in the midfield. Could have been Jorginho. Jorginho's overrated, says Noah. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's... I'm a big fan of Jorginho. And the funny thing is, I was on the Jorginho train before anyone else. I was saying I'd take Jorginho a year ago at United. Reece James got the assist. Thank you very much to Aryan who said that. Nearly, just over 9,000 watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner on that road to 600k. We're trying to hit to 588 today. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Chelsea 2-0 up after half an hour. They've got a free kick on the right hand side here. United versus Watford is not on Sky Sports at 3 o'clock. It's not on in the UK, but we are doing a watch along on the United stand. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm just going to watch what happens with this, and then I'm just going to move and plug my adapter in. 1 minute. I was going to say it's a funny story, but it's not a funny story. It's not a funny story at all. Where does that plug in then? Oh, you're having a laugh now. I thought it was on that side. Oh, it's down there. That's where you put it, in that hole there. There we go. That's in. The adapter's in. I saw the power going down. Leicester are currently third in a 2-horse race, says Guruf. Okay. It's no, this laptop, you know, normally on a laptop your power adapter goes in on the back or on the top end of the side. On this laptop, it's weird where it goes in. If you imagine that that's the front of a laptop, well, it's hard for me to say. If that's the back of a laptop there, it's basically front. It's basically in the left back position. You know, it's really far down on this side. What I've seen of Leicester this season, I'm not sure Rodgers would get the United job. They actually play like us a bit, says Sean Turner. They do play very counter-attacking, Leicester, but I think that they do that. He didn't play like that with Liverpool. He didn't play like that with Celtic, and he didn't play like that with Swansea. I think at Leicester, you've got to play to Jamie Vardy's strengths, and the way to play to Jamie Vardy's strengths is to try and force the opposition to play a higher line. So, I think that's what he does, to be honest. Ibrahim says Leicester have been crap this season. I don't know where Leicester are in the league, actually. They're not... they're currently in 12th, 15 points. They're in that sort of position where if you go on a couple of... If you grab a couple of wins, you're in the race for top 4. But a couple of losses and you're sort of looking over your shoulder. I think this... I was talking about this, actually, with somebody the other day. I think the Premier League, beyond Chelsea and Man City and Liverpool, there's so much competition. If you think between Arsenal, Man United, Brighton, Wolves, Tottenham, Palace... Everton, Leicester, Southampton, even Brentford for a bit. Everyone was capable of beating each other. And of course, you've got Villa maybe adding to that party now as well. There's a lot of competition this season, without a doubt. John Parashtham says, Ollie's tactics are bad, but I don't see major upgrade with Rodgers. He doesn't seem to have a clue to deal with Chelsea's press at the moment. It should have been 3-0, says John. Yeah, I think Rodgers is way better than Ollie. I think people are just being reactionary, which I know a lot of people in football are these days. But I think putting Ollie and Rodgers in the same statement is like putting steak and shit in the same statement, and Rodgers is the steak. Chelsea look so dominant and organised. I'm looking forward to United later, but also not. I think next week will be an onslaught against Chelsea. We'll just play defensive on the break, Dylan. And Brentford, everyone's saying, oh, Chelsea. Look, football's a funny old game, as the late, great Jimmy Greaves used to say. Football's a funny old game, Saint. And the reality is that Burnley went to Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, and got a draw. So United can go and get a draw. Of course they can. But Chelsea looking very good. Is Donny starting? Big admission of failure by Ollie, says Salah Ahmed. I think it's an admission that he's got it wrong. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does admit he got it wrong. Andrew C. just talking about Arsenal. I mean, that person you're talking about wanted Arteta out a year ago. He printed T-shirts, so I'm not even going to put his mouth in, put his comments into a show that's actually quite credible. That's the problem with an element of Arsenal's fan base, isn't it? A year ago, you're printing T-shirts saying get Arteta out, and now you're saying that they're one of the best teams in the league. Like, it exposes you as an idiot, really, because you wanted this manager out, and now you're saying that they're one of the best teams in the league. It's like, I'm sure he gets his opinions from a Christmas cracker, but Derek Simons, Melon, that's not true, says Big. And starting Donny doesn't change a burning problem that we have to. IQ says he wanted Arteta out a week ago, actually. Well, I hope he does. To be fair, jokes apart, I think there are a few Arsenal fans that still don't want Arteta, and they've stood by their opinion, which I sort of respect, really, because your reason, you shouldn't change your opinion. There's probably not enough to change your opinion. I just said a year ago I would give him some time. So, yeah. But I do think that they'll. I do think that they will give a good. I think they'll give a good account of self. Arsenal today. I expect them to give a good account of themselves. But what I would say is, if Arsenal went to Anfield today and got beat 4-0, that doesn't mean Arsenal aren't improving. That just means that they've caught Liverpool on a good day, I suppose. Seb's still got a cough, yeah. Feel bad for him. The thing about Leicester right now is that they are trying hard and running all over the place. If this was Man United, they would have just given up, says Tom. Yeah, I think Chelsea have been fantastic today. I think, a lot of people will be very critical of Leicester, but, they have been fantastic. Hudson-Odoi's just gone down injured here. Let's have a look. It's a bit of a late challenge on him. Late coming together. Yeah, Seb's coughing a lot. Do you want some water, Seb? No. I've got some if you want. Who do you tip for the 4th place spot now that we have Conte at Spurs, Arsenal's resurgence, maybe Leicester or West Ham, or still backing United to make it under Ollie, says 9G. Well, just while Hudson-Odoi's injured, I think you're making a great point there. I think that look, even if he gets 4th place, Solskjaer should be sacked. This season was not about 4th place for United. And I think that ultimately United should get 4th place with that squad, and anything like 4th place is a failure for United, but ultimately I think it's their only success they're going to get this year now, and I think they are in that battle. What teams like Leicester would have fancied themselves to be in that race. They have been for the last 2 years, but what teams like Leicester and Chelsea, not Chelsea, they're not in a 4th race, Leicester and West Ham and Arsenal, and it's going to be interesting with Tottenham. Conte, if he can get Spurs on a good run to Christmas and then get a couple of players in, their focus will probably be Conference League and the Premier League, so top 4. So I think it's about consistency. And as I said, consistency is very difficult when you've got to play. There's very few easy games. I think United have got one today that's, I don't want to call it easy, but you should be winning against Watford, you should be winning against Norwich, you should be winning against Burnley, and you should be winning against Newcastle. I think they're the only 4 games at the moment that I think if you are a team that's fighting for 4th, you can say, yeah, they're the 4 games we'd expect to win. So Watford, Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich, you'd expect to win those games. Maybe Villa, but they did beat United, and I think they've got some good players, and I think they will respond to Gerrard. Leeds, United normally beat Leeds, to be fair. Brentford, watch out for Brentford. I still think they'll go down, but they've got a big game today, Brentford. They're playing Newcastle, at Newcastle, and that's a huge game. Newcastle need to find a way to win that. I bloody love Newcastle to go down. I think it'd be hilarious. Were you going to talk about going for Goldbridge, says Jody? I was, Jody. So what I'm planning on doing, and if Donny plays well, when will he start again, says Salah Ahmed? I think it'll be a one-off, to be fair. I'm going to do a live going for Goldbridge from my kitchen, which is going to sort of be a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a stand-up routine, but it will go on for an hour, and it will be sort of like a live going for Goldbridge. And going for Goldbridge has been described as sort of a bit of a stand-up routine anyway, as it wanders around. So I'm going to do a bit of a live from my kitchen going for Goldbridge, and sort of try and make it, I'll move around a bit and make it a little bit like... I wouldn't say it's going to be stand-up, because you might not laugh, but I certainly will be standing up in elements of it. So that'll be on the Mark Goldbridge channel, and that's going to happen at some point very, very soon. On an evening, and I'm going to do it live, and I'm going to walk around with my little notepad so I can look at the live chat as well and interact. So looking forward to doing that, and hopefully some of you will tune in. Also, I'm going to be doing cooking Christmas dinner with Goldbridge. That's going to be filmed very soon. Paul Mahoon says Sky and Neville would rather talk about Maguire every week than ever mention how good Rudiger is. That's the same old thing, Paul. If Rudiger was English, they'd be all over it. Absolutely all over it. But he isn't, so they're not. I think Rudiger... Again, look. If anyone watches this channel for a period of time, you'll remember what I'm about to say anyway. A year ago, I was saying I'd take Rudiger and Jorginho at United. There was even Chelsea fans in the chat saying you can have both for 30 million. A year later, they wouldn't let us have both for 100 million. And I just think in Rudiger, he always had the attributes to be... Hold on, there's a good attack here for Chelsea. No, Havertz has sort of messed it up. I don't think Havertz has played that well today. Obviously, Lukaku will play in that position. But I think Rudiger's always had the attributes to be a really good centre-back. He's quick, he's strong, he's good on the ball. Jorginho, I think, is massively underrated and just does what United needs somebody to do. Take the ball off the back four and run the game. And of course, he has his weaknesses. He's sometimes a bit weak in the tackle, but I think they're both very, very good players. Greetings from Singapore, Mark. My girlfriend just got me a Ronaldo jersey. I'm so excited for the match. Who would you like us to sign in January? Says Alex. Just a new manager, Alex. I'm not really bothered about signing players. I don't think Ollie deserves any players. Great, looking forward to that, says Jody. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I agree with what LCT said as well. Tony's a bit of a shithouse and a great defender. Yeah, he's also got that sort of the Ander Herrera thing, really, as well, where he's an absolute shithouse. That's such an obvious foul by Johnny Evans there. Literally pulled him over. I can't see United losing today. I mean, anything's possible in football, but I can't see United losing today. How do you do that? How do you do that? Has anyone got any half-time topics as well, by the way? In fact, let's have a bit of a who's going to get top four this season topic. I think that's a pretty good topic, unless someone's got a better one. But I quite like the idea of that. We are nearly at half-time, actually. It's been a really quite enjoyable first half. Both teams have played their part, but Chelsea more. Havertz is going to give a free kick on the edge of the box. He's going to give a yellow card to Johnny Evans, who doesn't complain about it. Surprisingly, I thought he might complain about that because I actually thought he got the ball, but he was sliding for a long time. And he misses the tackle. Let's have a look. Havertz on the run. Well, Johnny Evans doesn't seem to complain. Oh yeah, it's one of the. It's a good call by the ref. Gets the player, not the man. Gets the ball after the player. So another good free kick position here for Chelsea. Hard to see a Leicester way back. But having said that, they always say, what do they always say, everybody? 2-0 is one of the most dangerous scores in football. But that tends to only be dangerous if you are in a situation where you don't deserve to be winning. And they deserve to be winning. Yeah, I am doing Liverpool versus Arsenal. This is very central, this free kick. They've got two fantastic dead ball specialists in their fullback positions, as we know. Reece James, straight into the wall. Oh no, no one understood. They were holding back the flood, holding back against the rest. They were more of them than us. So we're just about to hit half time here. Very dominant. Very dominant from Liverpool. Not Liverpool, Chelsea. Tielemans is a big loss for Leicester. Microwave. There'll be some background noise today. It's a Saturday. Lots of things going on. But there's not a lot going on in that Leicester attack. He might have to change it second half and go to a back four. But if he does that, does he leave himself a little bit exposed? They're going to have to do something here. Because it's been a very thoroughly... And Chelsea will be very happy with this as well. Straight after the international break. Dropped points against Burnley just before the international break. You're going away to Leicester. Now, look, Leicester, after the last international break, they smashed Manchester United 4-2. And it's a very, very professional performance from Chelsea here. And that is going to be half-time. Referee should be blowing any second now. And I think he just has. And Rudiger walks off very, very happy. Rudiger and Kante. What a combo. Probably not. You probably wouldn't have got loads of people saying that if you had to pick the two scorers in a 2-0 at half time for Chelsea, who would be the scorers? But it is Kante and it is Rudiger. And he said Rod Stewart there. Imagine him playing for Chelsea at his age. It just wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. But a fantastic half time from Chelsea. I thought they were very, very good and thoroughly deserved it. I mean, look, I think a lot of people will spend a lot of time having a pop at Leicester, but you know, there'll even be United fans saying keep Rodgers away from our club. Yeah, whilst we keep Ollie. You know, at the end of the day, Ollie's crap. So Rodgers is way better than Ollie. I'd take Rodgers tomorrow, 100%. But look, 2-0 to Chelsea at half-time. They're looking good. This will knock them up to, 30 points after 12 games, which means they'll only have dropped 6, which is, 29 points. 29 out of 36 they'll have, basically, if they win today, which is looking very, very good. And put themselves 6 points ahead of Man City and West Ham and 7 points ahead of Liverpool. 9 points ahead of Arsenal before they've all played. 12 points ahead of United, so... Thoroughly impressed by Chelsea. I did say I was looking forward to watching them and seeing what they're all about. Haven't really seen a lot of them this season, but again, I'm not surprised by what I've seen. I mean, no Lukaku is a big thing for Chelsea, but they absolutely have dominated the ball, very well organised, and yet again, I would say Tuchel just on a different level when it comes to his tactical awareness. He's just... The improvement at Chelsea from January to... Now, we're coming up for a year, obviously, 11 months. Just ridiculous level of coaching ability. And yeah, there's been 1 or 2 performances with Chelsea where you go, whoa, that didn't work. Man City a few weeks ago at Stamford Bridge. But in the main, Absolutely fantastic. Now, I don't know how long Lukaku's going to be injured for. Somebody just asked there if any Chelsea fans are in the chat and they know how long he's going to be out for. I don't know. I think we're all. I think we're all aware about that. But please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We've got nearly 10,000 people watching. Everyone's welcome on That's Football. Lots of watch-alongs coming up for you. We've got Liverpool-Arsenal at 5:30. I'll be on United stand for Manchester United against Watford, 3 o'clock kickoffs. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, we're doing Man City against Everton. And I think, well, it's Champions League week, isn't it? So Champions League week we will be doing. And Champions League week is looking like this, just before we talk about who's going to get the top 4. No Monday night football. Tuesday night, we've got Manchester United against Villarreal, but it's a 5:45 kickoff. And then Wednesday night, it's a big one. It's Man City against PSG at 8 o'clock, so we'll be doing that one as well. So lots and lots of watch-alongs to get involved with on the channel. Next Saturday, it's all about next Sunday, really. Some big games next Sunday. Man United, Chelsea at 4:30. Man City, West Ham at 2. But Saturday next week, not amazing games next week, actually. Saturday, Arsenal, Newcastle. You'd expect Arsenal to win that at 12:30. Brighton, Leeds, Liverpool, Southampton. So, yeah. But in relation to the race for top 4, what is your predictions for top 4 at the moment? I mean, it's very difficult to sort of figure it out. Mark Matic did an exclusive pre-match interview. Does this mean he is starting, says David? I would hope it's Matic and Donny starting, to be honest. I'd love to see those two playing today, because I think they work better. I mean, I've heard of McTominay and Donny, but I don't actually rate those two as a well. I don't think we've seen enough of those two, to be honest. But I feel like we're Matic and Donny work well together. So, well, we can do top 6. Did we do top 6? What did I tweet out? I'll have a look. Who's getting top 4 this season? Okay, so if you look at the league table at the moment, you may not have seen it for a little while. You've got obviously Chelsea at the top, Man City, Liverpool. Take those as read that they're going to finish in the top 4. West Ham on 23 points, 3 points ahead of Arsenal in 5th, and 6 points ahead of Manchester United and Brighton, who are joint 6th, effectively. You've then got Wolves and Tottenham. Now, I would discount every team. For me, the top 4 is definitely Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool, and there's one spot up for grabs. And I would say, I don't know whether people disagree with me on this, in that race, there's only 4 teams in that. It's Arsenal, West Ham, United and Spurs. I don't think that Palace, Wolves, Everton, Leicester, Southampton will have the consistency over the season to get into that race. So there's 3 spots absolutely nailed down, in my opinion. Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool. I did say at the start of the season that top 4 was nailed on. I thought it was going to be the most boring top 4 race ever. It was, apart from the fact that it was going to be where they finish in the top 4. So the fact that United have opened up this door to top 4, which they have, is rather interesting. It's rather interesting. So they shouldn't get it. Nobody should get it. Man United should get it. But I think if anyone's going to get it, it'll be West Ham, Arsenal or Spurs who compete with them. Now, Spurs at the moment, you'd say, well, how are Spurs going to get top 4 when they're 6 points off it? But United are 5 points off it. And I think when you look at Spurs, I think Spurs' season, for me, rests on the next few games. They've got Leeds at home, they've got Burnley away, and they've got Brentford at home, and then they've got Norwich at home. Those next 4 games, are... If they take 12 points from their next 4 games, and considering Harry Kane looks good again, and they're home to Norwich, they're home to Brentford, they're home to Leeds, and they're away to Burnley, that is 12 points that, really, really ahead of Brighton, Leicester, and Liverpool. If they can get 12 points momentum, that's why I would include Chelsea in that. Spurs in that race for top 4. If they don't take 12 points from the next 4 games, all right. If they take 10, I'll let them in it. But if they take 12 from the next 4, under Conte, I think Spurs are a threat. Personally, if you're asking me to, and this has got nothing to do with favouritism, because one thing I'm not about United at the moment is unrealistic. I still think United will get 4th place. I still think we will, because I think that over the course of a season, and I think you'll see it today, we've got too many good players to not accumulate enough points, especially when Varane comes back. You've got De Gea in goal, Varane, and then you've got people like Bruno and Ronaldo. I think that, adding into that people like Rashford and Greenwood and Sancho, and the defence can't stay like this forever, but Varane will improve it. I just think United will start to pick up a few more clean sheets, and I think that they will get 4th place. But they certainly need to start picking up some points soon. And the reality is, I think that the thing that will save United is that Arsenal and West Ham and Spurs are going to have to play each other. They're going to have to play the traditional top 4. They're also going to have to play people like Brighton and Southampton and Palace, who will obviously take some points off them as well. So I just feel that United will somehow find a way to get enough points to get 4th place. But I might be wrong. McDonnie special, actually intrigued to see how it works. Their traits don't seem to complement each other. Interesting, strange dynamics, as Joshua Bowater. Is that official, Joshua? I triple captained Ronaldo, says Vincent. Risky in a game like this, I must admit. But fair play for you doing that. He is my captain. But I'm just having a quick look. I haven't seen any leaked team news. Let's have a quick look. Gary Neville, Harry Maguire is the future of the club, along with some others, so I have no doubts about him. He's just going through a 2 or 3 year mad period like I did. Emotionally drains you. Only 3 weeks off every summer. Okay. Gary Neville loves Harry Maguire. Can't see anything about early team news for United. There has been rumours of McTominay and Donny. I don't know whether it's been confirmed yet. Interesting. Okay. Let's have a look. Disagrees with you about the bounce against Spurs. I've watched Spurs games with Nuno in charge across the season. They were god-awful, marks, says Red Baron. I don't know what the context of that is, Red Baron, but thank you very much for the super chat there. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And bottom right-hand corner to do that. Very much appreciated. Everyone's welcome. We're on the road to 600k. I'm just wanted to check how old Harry Maguire is. 29 in March. I've got a tweet, haven't I? $29 this season. Okay, I've just tweeted it. Feel free to retweet it. Anyway, McDonnie means Donny van der Beek and Scott McTominay. We'll see how that works if that actually ends up being the team. Is Donny in the starting 11? We'll find out in about half an hour's time, which is interesting, isn't it? Interesting how he's going to line up. Look, what I would say is it's half time. I've said I think United will get top 4. I think this quality difference is too big compared to everybody else. But what I would say is this, and I think it's relevant to any club. If it's you might not be a United fan, you might be a Chelsea fan, you might be a Liverpool fan. But the international break is a bit of a cover up. It papers the cracks. The way I go into an international break is like this. I would say that Manchester United got embarrassed by Manchester City in the last game, and that should be treated like that game was yesterday by the manager. He should be watching that Man City game last night and picking his team today based on the performance against Man City. And ultimately, at a club like Manchester United, when they've had 3 major embarrassments in the Premier League out of their last 4, and a vast majority of the team has been the same for those 3 games against Leicester, Liverpool and City, you have to drop 3 or 4 players today. Now, I'd drop Maguire. I think Shaw would be lucky to stay, but I would keep him. I would drop both McTominay and Fred, and I would get Sancho in the team, so I would probably drop Greenwood. But I would drop I think it's absolutely logical that 4 or 5 players should be dropped after the terrible collection of games we just had. But I think Ollie will use that international break as it's a reset again, and I don't think we'll see many changes at all. If I was Donny, I wouldn't play to my full potential after I was treated like that, says Red Baron. Mark, you ready for the masterpiece today? We are the dark horses and could win the league, like Leicester did, says Zayn Miasi. Thank you very much for your super chat, Zayn. I'm looking forward to Liverpool-Arsenal later on, to be honest with you. Interesting to see how it goes, actually. But I do think Liverpool will win that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal did produce something, because they are much improved. And look, Liverpool have had a couple of dodgy results recently. So Ollie said the good thing about this period now is that we have international break, so no distractions. It says we're here together for 4 months until the next international break. What a twat. What's her perhaps? Second half is about to kick off, yes. A domination from Chelsea, to be fair, in that first half. I don't think many teams could have lived with them in that first half. Certainly Leicester couldn't. And what do they do in the second half? I would stop playing with a back 3. I'd go to a back 5 for a start. I think that would be useful. And I'd move away from the back 5 and go to a back 4. Try and get somebody extra in the midfield. That would be interesting. Just knocking a link in the video description for you, because at some point in the second half I'm going to switch from this channel to United Stand, because United Stand team news, United's and team news is going to come in at 2 o'clock. So I will still be doing Chelsea versus Leicester, but the second half will be not all of it. I will still be on here for some of the second half, but I'll be hopping over onto the United Stand as well at some point. So make sure you tune in for that. Right. Second half. Players are coming out. Maddison's come on. See, this is what it's all about. He'll lose a defender and he'll bring Maddison on and try and get hold of the midfield. Goldbridge should be a coach. Simple as that. But no, it's an obvious thing to do, obviously. Why do you think Sky and Neville only talk about English centre-backs? In Germany, we have pundit La, who is never biased. Paul, you're an idiot. You're never going to catch me out with stupid things like that. Watford plays a low block and counter. Ollie struggles against those kind of teams. The game is not in the bag, says Chiri. If you win the league under Ollie, can you shave bald, says Dano? I'd happily do that, because it won't happen. It's just never going to happen in a million years. They're still playing a back 3. Leicester need Tielemans. Too bad he's injured. Yeah, when you're playing against... what's the matter? Okay, when you're playing against a team like Chelsea, you need your best players available, and Tielemans, I think, has been Leicester's best player, arguably, for the last 12 months. He's been magnificent. So let's see what he does in this second half. Feels like a bit of a charity stream this today. It's a marathon of football. So we're going to go on to the United Stand for Man United versus Watford, and then we'll be back on here for Arsenal Liverpool. I've set up the link. You complain about Galley for backing his mate. What are you doing with Luke Shaw? Love United Stand, and that's football, by the way. No hate, says Connell. No, it's different. It's very different, Connell. I mean, and I appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate the point. I don't mind those sort of things. I don't take them personally. God, at the end of the day, it's about opinion, and if people think I've been a hypocrite or anything like that, I'm always willing to answer it if people give a good point like you make there. But what I would say is that I am not biased towards Luke Shaw. I like Luke Shaw. I think he's a good player, but I've said this season he's been very poor. And if I thought Telles was a really viable option, I probably would drop him. But I don't think Telles is a viable option. I don't actually think Telles defensively is very good. And I still would prefer Shaw but he's lucky. But with Maguire, I think I think he's been so bad, there is a viable option. And I think, Lindelof and Bailly would be better than Maguire at the moment. But I predicted Maguire will score today. I think the way things are going for Maguire at the moment, he's had so much stick. I can see him scoring today. It's Watford. And that's what I would say if he does score. It's bloody Watford. Like, it's one game. If he does it next week against Chelsea, that's something a bit different. Hi, Mark. Does this Leicester performance make you feel any different towards Rodgers for United? I personally want him to replace Ollie tomorrow. No, Karamu, I'd take him tomorrow. I think that's just your typical flippant football fan who watches 45 minutes and goes, yeah, I don't want Rodgers, but yeah, I would take him. I think that he's miles and miles better than Ollie, so yeah, I definitely would take him. Timer, sorry. Good point about the timer. The great thing about the timer is we'll be able to carry it over, so we are 2 minutes and 20 go. There we go. You know when you see loads of people saying clock and you miss out the L? I was like, ignoring it. Lovely little ball in here to Reece James. He falls over. Also, as well, I mean, let's be fair to Leicester. No Tillemans. They've got Albrighton playing as a left wing back. I mean, Albrighton to me is he's a right winger, and he's playing as left wing back again. Leicester have been very unlucky with their fullbacks. Castagna can play right. I think I prefer him at the left. Ricardo Pereira just seems injury ravaged. I don't know why. What's gone on with Ricardo Pereira, but he's always injured. They've got another couple of fullbacks. I think Justin and Thomas. I think they've had injury problems as well. So Dano Jr. with the super chat. I didn't someone really bad on Halloween night. Well, I'm a uni student and now broken hip. Keep me in your thoughts, says Dano. Okay, Dano. We'll keep you in your thoughts. Don't know whether you're telling the truth or not, but there we go. I agree with Dia though. I think Shaw and Maguire have been overplayed and they've had hardly any summer off. So I need a stretch. I haven't had a stretch in ages. I need a tuck in as well. Don't worry, that's not coming down any lower. Mark, don't you find it strange that people don't want Rodgers because of his Liverpool past, but Sir Matt Busby played for Liverpool? Yeah, Matthew, it is a bit strange, Matthew. The only way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer turns it round at United is if he changes his current framework, adopts a set strategy, hires better coaches, finds a system that involves his best players, etc. Yeah, it's a lot, Dylan. We spoke about it in the summer, though, with Ole. He won't change his coaches because they're his mates, so ultimately he will get fired at some point. Chelsea starting the second half like they started the first. Poor old Seb and his little cough. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. On the road to 600k, we're trying to get to 588k today. Lots of watch-alongs to come over the next few days. Lots of watch-alongs today. It's going to be. I tell you, I'm going to look forward to 8 o'clock tonight. I'm going to have a nice pie and chips and a can of something, and I might treat myself to a couple of hours on Twitch playing Red Dead Redemption or something like that. Bit of a chill out on Goldbridge TV if you want to join me for that. But football all the way till 7:30. We've got the second half of this game. Then I'm doing Man United versus Watford on the United stand. Then we're back on here for Liverpool-Arsenal. It's action-packed today. Action-packed. So make sure you subscribe and get involved. He's had a cough and a cold all week. It's not COVID. It's not COVID. I do believe I know the words. I just need to let you out, to let you in again. I just need to feel the love again. Oh, again. I don't know why I'm singing Cast. You gotta let it out if you wanna let it in. You gotta let a little bit of loving in, so I'm gonna win in. Cause you're messing with the good, and you're messing with the bad. And if you don't make a change pretty soon, there won't be no coming back. You gotta do the right time and hit the right time, a little change. I used to quite like Cast, apart from the fact that they're Scousers. If he doesn't, he'll never be successful at the club, and I don't think he truly recognises that, says Dylan. No, he doesn't. He's too arrogant. How would you react if Lukaku celebrated against Manchester United? Well, John, you've really only given me... You've only given me a reaction there. Like, I never would have thought about it. Never would have thought about it. Can I have hot water, please? Can I have hot water, please, when you do that? I never would have thought about it, to be honest. Saham says, Chelsea has shown what good coaching means. Yep, it is. Thoughts about Xavi getting the Barcelona job, says Leonardo. Not really. I think it's sort of the Barcelona way in many ways, isn't it? But yeah, I agree with what Sriram's just said there. I think that with United, sorry, not with United, with Lukaku, I wouldn't expect him to do anything else than celebrate. Like, he doesn't owe United anything. It ended badly. Ollie benched him. I don't think he looks back on his United time under Ollie with any affection. I think under Mourinho he felt appreciated, and he doesn't. If he doesn't celebrate against United, well, you know, nice of him not to. But I think he great save by Schmeichel, low down from Chilwell. That is a ridiculously good save. Strong wrists, low down. And he's also palmed it out for a goal kick. It's lovely play. But no, yeah, he's got every right to celebrate. And I wouldn't... I'll hold it against him for scoring. I won't hold it against him for celebrating. I don't want him to score in the first place. That's a great save by Schmeichel, by the way. Another corner to Chelsea here. I do believe I know the words. I just need to let you out, to let you in again. Just need to feel the love again. Again. Jim White, Yellow Tie, Slow Sports News, says Yazid. Please subscribe, by the way. Remember, we're doing Liverpool versus Arsenal here at 5:30, and it literally will be. I'll be live literally for kickoff. None of the pre-match crap, because United against Watford won't finish till about 5 to 5. Then I've got to do a half an hour sort of match reaction, and then I'll jump straight on here. So it will be literally that quick. I'm just having a quick look if we've got any sort of early team news here. I've got nothing. Looks like Rashford starting. Yeah, looks like Luke Shaw starting as well. I mean, I've got no guaranteed team news. I'm just expecting to see Donny and Sancho start, because I think, you know, they both deserve a start, and you've got to make changes. Could you talk about the Roman Molina allegations he came out with? It's on Twitter. Would like to know your thoughts on it. It says you're... Okay, well, I mean, look, I've read them. I mean, a lot of them don't relate to the Premier League. You know, I'm sure some of them are true, and maybe some of them aren't true. Did the seriousness of the allegations surprise me? No. Footballers are footballers. Like, there's 22 players on that pitch. Do you think they're all saints? No, they're all footballers. They get paid a lot of money to play football. You know, think about how many people play football at the highest level. Of course, some of them, just like any area of society, are going to get up to bad things, you know. So it doesn't surprise me. I think it surprises those people who think footballers are role models. They are meant to be role models, but they don't live their life as role models. They live their lives as footballers. And you get good people, bad people, and, you know, I think it just doesn't surprise me. does not surprise me. You get it in American football as well. You know, there's some American footballers who've done some horrific things, and there's some American footballers who are great people. It's just life. They're paid a lot of money for the talent they've got in the sport that they are. They're not paid a lot of money because they're great people without, you know, vices or whatever you want to call it. And also, I think having all that money and living in a bubble where everybody tells you you're great all the time almost leaves them in that situation where they can do that. So, but I'm actually going to be live on the United Stand. I've got to move over. So United Stand, I've dropped the link in the video description. We're going to go live on there. I'll keep the second half on, and then we'll have the early team news on there. So make sure you tune in. We are going to be on here for the 5:30 Arsenal-Liverpool game. But if you're still watching the Chelsea game, join me on the United Stand. I'm literally going to be a minute or two, and then we'll be live on there. So I will see you over on the United Stand in a mo.